Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back. We are going to start with our 500 millibar chart as usual. Excuse me. Now, of course, the feature to watch is this tiny little shortwave trough here. It's small and not super noticeable, but as we go through time, it does become a bit more noticeable. And this is going to start moving into the area this evening and into the overnight hours, and it's going to have lasting impacts pretty much up until tomorrow morning. Now, it seems like the impacts from this trough may actually be felt more toward north, but we will probably catch some strays from the system as well. Going down lower to the 850 millibar level, we see that little trough a lot more clearly, and there's definitely a jet streak associated with that. Well, I guess in this case it would be more of a low-level jet, but on the right side, and the tip of that jet is pointing a bit more toward north. And this kind of area is in the left exit region where you would expect some precipitation. So it seems like the impacts from this shortwave trough here are going to probably be more felt to our north. If we actually go back up to the 500 millibar chart, though, and go beyond tomorrow morning, we have a pretty stable, fairly straight pattern through Monday evening and into tomorrow or Tuesday. Excuse me, what am I? Tomorrow evening into tomorrow night. But as we head towards Tuesday morning, it looks like we have another small trough that is going to start making its way towards our area. Now diving down all the way all the way to the surface, as we move through this afternoon and into tomorrow, or into tonight, we do see a small little low pressure center develop here, likely in association with that smaller trough. It doesn't really stick around for too long and is pretty much gone by tomorrow morning. But something else that I do notice is that as we head towards Tuesday, this here being around 7 a.m. Tuesday morning, we have a more clear low pressure system here that is actually a bit larger, a bit more organized, that is likely associated with that second trough. So perhaps we are going to have some impacts from that. Now let's zoom in closer and take a look at our highs and lows. So it looks like today our highs are going to be in the upper 20s, and tonight it may not get that much colder. It looks like the coldest time period is actually going to be right around 8 p.m., where we dip into the low 20s, but then it will actually start to warm overnight and into tomorrow morning. Maybe some places will cool a little bit. But then tomorrow afternoon, as we head into tomorrow afternoon, we get a nice little rush of warmer air. Now, warm air is not necessarily warm air, but we are looking to get above 30 and potentially above freezing even. And it looks like through tomorrow night, the temperature is going to remain stable. Again, maybe some areas do cool off just a little bit. And then, as we head into Tuesday morning, we actually see these warmer temperatures down here start to push further upwards. And that would be because of this low pressure system and its associated upper level trough. We more than likely have a warm front feature stretching down across here that is moving up towards our area, with a cold front behind the low pressure system off the screen to the west. Now let's take a look at that precipitation, see what we could potentially be dealing with. And of course, as we head into this evening and tonight, we see that snow associated with the first system, again, mainly being a problem for areas to our north. It looks like maybe we do get clipped by the south end of this system here. And if we back up just a little bit, we do see some mixed precipitation with a little bit of freezing rain on the south end It doesn't look like it sticks around, but it could be that the model's just having a hard time resolving some lighter, smaller areas of that freezing rain and mix. So it is possible, I think, that we do get some freezing rain and some mixed precipitation on the south side of this, in addition to some light snow. However, the main punch from this system is going to be heavy snow for areas farther to our north. As the system moves out tomorrow afternoon, and is pretty much gone tomorrow evening, we then start to head into tomorrow night and Tuesday morning, where we see a lot of frozen precipitation up here. It is possible that, maybe this extends a little bit farther south, but if you will remember, we did see some warmer temperatures. We were potentially near, at, or above freezing at this time on Tuesday, and we did have that warm front coming up. So if anything, I do feel like it is more likely that if we get precipitation from this next system that is coming down, which I certainly think is possible, it would more than likely manifest in the form of just regular rain rather than freezing rain, mix, or snow. But it is something we're going to have to keep our eye on for sure, especially if this precipitation trends a little bit further south, and if the warm front location trends a little bit further south as well, then we might have to watch out for some freezing rain. So now let's take a look at everybody's favorite cloud cover. Again, it looks like actually that was earlier, this is now. So maybe we had some breaks in the clouds earlier this morning, but now the clouds are moving back in, and they'll be sticking around for a while. Maybe we do have some clearing early tomorrow morning. And when I say early, I mean early. This is like 5, 6 a.m. And then it looks like by 7 to 8, or around the 8 to 10 time period, clouds will start to move back into the area. And then it will remain cloudy. Maybe a little break here, but that is off to our west of our area, and I don't imagine that little spot is going to stay very clear for very long. Now let's take a look at wind. This is the ensemble mean hourly max wind. So this is they take the maximum sustained wind from all the models and average it out. So this is still probably more than likely going to be on the high end of the winds that we will see. And through the entire day today, and as we start to end this evening, the wind is relatively calm. As we head into the overnight hours, with that system, maybe sustained winds tick up to around 10-ish miles per hour, and then they calm down again. And it looks like they may start to pick up again just as we head into Tuesday morning. But for the most part, the wind, or the sustained wind at least, through this whole period is going to be relatively calm. Now let's take a look at wind gusts, the average wind gusts. These might be more representative of the types of wind gusts we may experience. Again, pretty calm through the day and into the evening tonight, but as we head into the overnight hours with that system coming through, we may see wind gusts in the 25 to 30 mile per hour range, despite some otherwise relatively calm sustained winds. Again, the winds start to move out of the area tomorrow afternoon, and it looks like the gusts start to pick up a little bit again as we head into Tuesday morning, but they're still relatively low at this time, around the 15 mile per hour range. Finally, let's take a look at our snow forecasts. The official forecast is just showing us getting up to half an inch of snow, so really not a lot. The high-end forecast still only shows us getting half an inch, maybe starting to get close to that 1 inch mark, and the low-end forecast shows us getting nothing at all. So really not a whole lot of snow in the forecast for this system. Again, if you are driving tonight, though, I would at least be careful to some extent, because again, it is possible that maybe a little bit of mix or freezing rain does appear on the southern end of the system. But just like with the snow, really even less than the snow, We are not really expecting any ice accumulations, although if you do notice, there are little splotches of 0.01 kind of around the area, which does, again, kind of point to my idea that maybe a little bit of that will mix in, but it's not going to be notable. But even then, it may be wise just to take it a little bit easy on the roads tonight, just to be safe. Other than that, that's all I have for the forecast today, and I hope to see you tomorrow.